Hey guys, what's going on? It's Elias. We are actually coming to you today with a commentary about who I am and what I am bringing to the table. So let's dive right in, starting off with my birth. That seems like a reasonable place to start. But, anyways, I was born in New Zealand, and my dad is Austrian, and my mom is an American. So, what that means is I'm actually a triple citizen. I'm a citizen of all three of those countries. The Austrian one actually is sweet because it spans all of the European Union, so that's pretty sick. But my parents ended up actually divorcing when I was 7. So my mom has essentially been my mom, but she has really taken the initiative to raise me, my sister, and my older brother. I'm the youngest of the kids in my family. Uh, so I didn't necessarily really get to know my dad that well, except for a couple times where I actually have like gone to Austria to actually visit him. That's actually where he has been living most of the time. He was also in like Dubai and basically just overseas and away from my family, so I haven't really gotten to really have the time to like communicate with them. And like overseas communications, you end up having all the like time barriers, so it's been a challenge. But I mean, it's been a challenge my entire life, so my life goes on. But what I ended up doing was getting into gaming, and part of it was kind of to cover up for the like escapism of like dealing with the emotional burden of not having a father figure in my life, and like thinking about the what if he was there kind of scenarios. Uh, those early games that I started with was something like Empires Dawn of the Modern World, which is an RTS game. It was actually an awesome game, and I wish there were more games like that today. But unfortunately, there aren't any really good ones. Most of them ended up going like the mythology kind of route or the science fiction kind of route, which is fair. Uh, I guess it's part of the progression of that genre. But I'd love to see it kind of like go back to the like Empire Earth, Empires kind of mentality once again. Uh, and I actually had a bit of a problem because I ended up like sneaking into my basement at like 4 or 5 in the morning and played games, and it it got to the point where I was like, okay, I have to take a step back and actually like focus on my day to day stuff instead of like actually gaming. So I was effectively kind of a little bit of an addiction, but we've grown past that. And part of the reason I was able to grow past that was because I actually started like actually working with or like communicating with other people. And when I was communicating with those people, I wanted to be online when they were, so that was typically in the evening. So we ended up doing that, and that actually helped me transition out of that. And I actually met a good group of friends that helped me through the like emotional burden that I was going through. And then in college, I actually started streaming, which was in actually 2010, so 8 years ago. Uh, it was still Justin TV at the time when I started streaming, and I ended up playing games like Call of Duty on stream and played with a wide variety of viewers and other streamers, which was a ton of fun. And then we actually ended up, or I actually ended up transitioning into Battlefield. But the main reason I ended up wanting to get into streaming in the first place was being able to interact with the community, and then also being able to work on my social skills. I've always been kind of a quiet person and somebody that is shy by nature, so being able to commentate and actually work on live streaming and talking with like a chat has really helped me grow individually in terms of like confidence and just like straight up desire to work with other people. And actually like my day-to-day conversation has improved drastically from just being able to start in an environment that I was more comfortable with, and then we built off of that, which was awesome. So I've really taken the initiative to like use streaming as a platform to help me in my day-to-day social skills, and that was one of the reasons I fell in love with it, as well as like being able to interact with people that you wouldn't necessarily be able to interact with day to day. So it's been awesome getting to know a wide variety of people, and like everybody comes from a different perspective. So it's been awesome to be able to like communicate with those people and then like have random conversations, like more philosophy based conversations. Like I remember having a conversation about like whether spiders or like insects had feelings, kind of thing. But basically any subject I'd love to talk with you guys about. So if you have kind of like this lingering thing that you are kind of wanting to hear my perspective on, then I'd be more than happy to do a commentary or even talk about it on stream or any of that stuff. So feel free to leave comments in terms of topics that you want to see throughout my uploading. But starting now, we're going to try to do regular content. A lot of it will be live streaming. Some of it will be like stream highlights. Others will be just like gameplay commentaries, and then maybe some other like community things. Like I kind of want to get into like a live stream highlight reel, which is actually produced by you guys by clipping moments on my Twitch stream. So the link of the stream will be in the description. But the idea is that like I want to bring an extra level of value to the viewer interaction, and I think part of that can be done in the form of clips on my stream. So yeah, I'd love to get your guys' input on that, and being able to like start by clipping moments and then doing an actual automated upload through the Twitch API and the YouTube APIs. So where that comes from is I'm actually a full-time web developer. So I want to like bring those skills into my streaming as well, and kind of like have this like high-tech kind of stream, and like come up with all these like crazy like just like community interaction and like integration into the Twitch stream and also the YouTube streams if I can make it a reality. And some of the content that I'm actually looking to get into is, well, so upcoming there is the new Assassin's Creed game, which is coming out actually on Friday. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've played pretty much all of the games. I think I actually missed Syndicate and then a couple of like the mobile based ones, but I've enjoyed the series pretty substantially, and based on what I've seen like through E3 and then after that, Odyssey actually looked pretty good. I enjoyed Origin, so we're going to continue that series, and that is going to be entirely streamed. So if you like that kind of thing, then be sure to check out those streams. And then other things, I've been working on a playthrough of Tomb Raider on my Twitch stream, so we might bring some highlights from that. And then I was actually gonna do Spider-Man, but I actually ran into a like hitch with just the recording, so I don't think that's going to pan out, but the VODs are going to be available on my stream. So if you are curious about my playthrough on that, then feel free to go over to Twitch and check those out. And then, I mean, October is like a crazy month, so there's a lot of content coming out, including Red Dead Redemption, which I'm going to try to do as much as I can on Red Dead. So we'll actually see what that has to offer based on what they've teased. It looks like it's going to be an amazing game, and I'm actually glad that Battlefield was pushed back, because it gives me more time to actually like play around with one Assassin's Creed and then also with Red Dead. So once Battlefield releases in November, we're going to be playing that both on streams here on YouTube and then also streams on Twitch. So that'll be regular content coming out for Battlefield. And then I'm hoping that will kind of like carry me over to February into March, which February Anthem is coming out, and I'm a huge fan of The Division, which is coming out in March. But there is going to be a beta. I'm not entirely sure when that is going to be, so we're going to be playing that a bunch. And I hope that it doesn't disappoint us, but we'll see. One day at a time kind of thing. So, other things that I'm interested in. I actually bought parts for a drone. And it's more of like one of the like freestyle drones. But I haven't actually built it yet because I'm a little nervous with the like soldering and the engineering side of it. So maybe we'll end up doing a stream a stream series around that, or even like just video uploads. I'd love to do like actual live streaming flights, but I don't know what that involves. If you know, then feel free to leave a comment, and then we'll take it from there. Basically, anything that you guys want to see, I'm more than open to just like looking into it or like figuring out if it's a possibility. But the overall goal is I'm gonna try to do as much of it in the highest quality as possible. So like right now I'm streaming in 1080p, and I mean when 4K is a reality on like PC gaming, then we'll probably transition to doing 4K gaming there. And I mean like all maxed out settings and trying to like get the best quality possible in terms of like just like jaw-dropping like graphics and all that stuff. Like I'd love to like be able to experience the games in the max quality possible, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of like hardware upgrades and all that stuff. And who knows what I'm gonna do with like the older parts. Maybe I'll do like giveaways or something of that nature, or end up trying to sell it. Not sure yet. That's still to be determined. But I also, outside of PC, I mean PC is my primary system, but I also have a Xbox One, PS4, and then also an N64. I'm a huge advocate for kind of like the original experience. So like all the like Mario Kart remakes I haven't gotten into, and then also like whenever people say, "Oh, you should emulate the like retro games," I'm just like, I'd rather be the kind of person that holds the controller and actually experiences it firsthand on the platform that it was originally released for. I mean, it's just one of those things that it's like, I've always been somebody that wants to like get the experience that the developers put out, and part of that is the system that you're playing it on. And like the emulation, like it takes away that element of interactivity with the experience. Now, but outside of gaming, who am I? I'm a full-time web developer. I work on websites for mostly car dealerships at this point, but I'd love to get into like the live streaming websites, kind of like Twitch, and like kind of getting into that industry. So we'll see where that goes. But I'm also a huge hockey fan. I am primarily a Minnesota Wild fan. I try to watch as many of those games as possible. So sometimes there's a big game. It might interfere with like my Twitch stream schedule, but I try to work around that. So another thing is I'm into skiing, downhill skiing. For those of you that aren't in a snowy climate, but I love to. I've always loved the like freestyle skiing where like you go into like terrain parks and that kind of stuff. And I actually do have a pair of twin tip skis, but I've always been kind of afraid to do the actual like tricks and all that stuff. So maybe I'll end up having a GoPro that I take with me and like we get into that and do that kind of together. The main reason for me like being afraid of it is I'm a little bit afraid of heights, and then also like the fear of falling from heights. Which, I mean, that's an important thing for doing the like freestyle skiing. So we'll see where that goes. And that's gonna be entirely like through like local resorts. I actually have a pretty sweet deal from work that allows me to get a very affordable season's pass. And then outside of skiing and hockey, I'm a fan of tennis, ping pong, ultimate frisbee, and then I also like swimming, all that fun stuff. Just hanging out like with friends and just like getting to interact with people. I mean, that's a huge piece, and like that's one of the things that I want to do more and more of going forward with actually working on like Twitch streaming and all that stuff. So I'd love to like kind of like experience that with you guys. So if you enjoy that kind of thing, then feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then also check out my other social medias. I am on Twitter, Facebook, and then obviously Twitch. So that's basically like the gist of who I am as an individual. And I want to grow both individually and professionally. And I'd love to do it on the entertainment side of things as well as like professionally on work side of things. And I want to like bring those two sides together and really like push my skills to the next level and like bring stuff to the platforms that like people might not necessarily think is possible through programming. So we'll see where that goes, and maybe we'll do some videos around that. So yeah, that'd be cool. But if you guys do have any recommendations and feedback, then definitely leave them in the comments of videos, and let me know on stream, all that jazz, because I want to improve all of this and like bring what you guys want to see, and without like that ongoing dialogue back and forth, it becomes a challenge. So let me know and we can definitely work on it. And I love working with people. Like I like helping people out, all that stuff. So just let me know and we'll take it from there. So yeah, I mean, I've been rambling for long enough, but if you guys have questions about me, I'm sure there's stuff that I probably left out. So let me know and I'll be open. So just feel free to ask me anything in the comments. And yeah, hope to see you guys later. And we'll catch you guys both on Twitch, Twitter, other social media platforms, and in the comments. So thanks for hanging out, and we'll catch you guys later. All right, peace.